We're live. All right, cool. I wonder how this sounds. You guys got to let me know. I'm using a different setup today. This was a very impromptu stream, as most of my streams always are, but yeah, this one's even more impromptu. Gotta send a shout out to the people at Sennheiser because they provided one of their MKE 600 shotgun mics. It actually hooks directly into my camera, which I just realized is not actually hooked into my camera. So we're starting off great. Hope everybody's doing good. All right. Are we still getting audio? Yes, we are. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Does it sound any different now? Oh, dude. Misfit Wookie, I know you're not new here. I am always late to the streams, but that's it's nothing new and probably something that's never going to change either. So, how's everybody doing? It's been quite a while since we've done a stream. Before I left for Europe, actually, was the last time. So it would be over a month now. Kind of crazy. It's been that long, actually. Chris, what's up? Jimmy Biter, what's up? We got all the usuals in here. Hell yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured it would be. These shotgun mics actually sound really, really good. And if I were even closer, it would probably sound even better. But this is as wide of a lens as I have at the moment. So, so yeah. Yeah, cool. Yeah, it should. It should sound much more directional. Cool. Chris, I'm doing great, man. How about yourself? Sounds better. Okay, everybody says sounds way better. Very, very cool. John Brown, how's it going, man? What's up, Roy? How's everybody doing? I'm doing great. Having a good day. Kind of finally getting back to work. I've been home from Europe for probably a week and a half, and unfortunately, I just haven't had a lot of time to get stuff done. I've been catching up on stuff around the house. Been catching up on some stuff with the channel, and honestly, man, I have just been kind of worn out from all the traveling and all the craziness this summer. So I kind of took some days to get recovered and feel like I'm kind of finally getting there. I actually was meaning to upload a video yesterday and then today, but both days I woke up just feeling terrible, and I always wake up and edit my videos like early in the morning. Even on weekends, I usually get up around 6 o'clock, and I just could not pull myself out of bed. Felt like crap both days. Felt fine during the day, but it was like really, really hard to get up. So yeah, that's why there hasn't been a video in a few days. I'm just having a really hard time getting myself up and getting motivated, but there will be a video tomorrow. The Angle Special Edition amplifier video will be up, which, by the way, how are you guys enjoying Angle Month? I'm very curious, and I want your honest thoughts. Like, please give me your honest thoughts and opinions on this. I will give you my honest thoughts and opinions. I'm having fun. Amp reviews are the bread and butter of this channel. Obviously, that's what we kind of built this thing off of, were the amp reviews. But I'm getting kind of burnt out on amp reviews, which sucks because I have a couple really exciting amps in the wings. Bogner sent me the Uber Ultra KT88 among some other stuff. And yeah, I'm burnt out, man. I'm burnt out on amplifier reviews, and I still got a couple to go. And honestly, it's kind of made scheduling things pretty difficult for me because I've got a bunch of sponsored content, a lot of it with deadlines this month, and that sponsored content not only helps me pay for my Europe trip, but it helps me pay for some of the other amp stuff that you guys are going to see here on the channel. So it is necessary. But yeah, there's a lot of Angle stuff, and it kind of seems like most of the videos other than the Fireball haven't done that well. Like the Savage Mark II video, I was really expecting to get a lot more views on that video than we did, and it tanked. And I'm really confused because you guys asked me to review that amp a lot over the last couple of years. Like, that seemed like the angle that you guys were most excited about, and then nobody watched it. So I'm really kind of confused. But yeah, let me know genuinely your thoughts about it. Are you guys kind of getting burnt out? Because I still have like, I'm not even kidding, I still have probably 8 Angle videos to post. There's a lot. So yeah, I want to know your guys' genuine thoughts on, you know, will I probably ever do this again for a specific brand? No, probably not. But yeah. So let's see what you guys are saying. I gotta lean forward a little bit. Great seeing you at 42 Gear Street as well. That was, dude, that was such a fun time. 42 Gear Street was so much fun. I had a really, really good time. I will definitely go again if I'm invited. I actually kind of feel almost as if I probably don't deserve another invite because I don't feel like I did as much content as I should have. I was kind of just really trying to enjoy it and take it all in. I ended up in like 10 videos total, but only 2 were videos from my channel. So, you know, it was a learning experience, met a lot of really good people, met a lot of really good brands, had a lot of fun. So I hope that I get invited back for next year because I really did enjoy it. But I sold you on the Angle Synergy modules. I haven't done the Angle Synergy modules yet. We haven't done that video yet. That'll be coming though. That'll be coming. Synergy sent me out the Savage module because I didn't have that. I had the Powerball module. Arthur says, Angle Month has been awesome. I'd like to see that with other brands like guitar brands and effects. Possibly we see the Ritchie Blackmore signature angle used by Power Trip. That's why I'm wondering. So actually, I was at Sweetwater last week visiting with the Angle guys. The Angle CEO, Jurgen, was there, and Marty, one of their amp designers, was there, and they were kind of giving a product overview demonstration because Angle is actually getting a bunch more amps, different models in stock at Sweetwater this week. Actually, they're supposed to be here this week. And so I got the chance to go out there and meet those guys and spend some time with them. It was a lot of fun, but they are going to be getting more models in stock at Sweetwater. So if you're interested in any Angle gear, make sure to hit that affiliate link below. If you shop for it, I would really appreciate it. So yeah, anyways, they're going to get the Victor Smolsky in, and they're going to get the Ritchie Blackmore, and I'm going to try to get both of those from Sweetwater as loaners to make videos for you guys. I purchased a Steve Morse model myself because a lot of people were telling me that I need to try the Steve Morse. So I bought that one for myself. But yeah, there's still, like I said, there's still a lot of Angle content to come, but I'm hoping that, yes, the Blackmore will be in stock. Angle also graciously sent me an XXL 4x12 cabinet. That is their oversized 412 with V30s. I've wanted that cab for myself for as long as I can remember. Like, that's been a cab that I've been trying so hard to get my hands on, but they just never come up used at a decent price. So Angle is nice enough to send one out for me, and it's mine to keep. So super cool of them. I haven't charged them for any of the content though, and normally I charge for demos and reviews and stuff when I'm working directly with the company. So is it free? Yeah, but it's also kind of payment for everything that I've done. I've done a lot of content for Angle over the past almost month now at this point. But yeah, so it was cool of them to send that out to me. They kind of offered it up without me even mentioning it. But yeah, it shipped last week and it's supposed to be here end of this week. So that's exciting. I'm missing a lot of comments though. You guys are dropping comments like crazy. Gotta try my hand at amp modding. At some point, I think I will. At some point, I think I'll get into the headfirst stuff, especially with the Origin amps. I would really like to check that stuff out. I think that would be a good kind of foray into everything, into the modding world anyways. I'm trying to figure out how to make this font, this text bigger, because I can't read it when I'm sitting way back. Where are we at? Come on, what the hell is going on? All right, back up, back up, back up. Man, I missed a lot of comments. But yeah, I will try amp modding. People are saying Angle Month has been fun. Fireball 25 got sold a long time ago. Sorry, I sold that. I made that video a long time ago, actually. You like the cab videos a lot. Yeah, John, no surprise there. Guys, if you are interested in speakers, especially getting into the nerdy stuff, and amps as well, John Brown, the other John Brown, does awesome content on that stuff, so make sure to subscribe to his channel. He did a massive deep dive on vintage 30s. It's very well done, very informative. But yeah, there will be more cab demos for the Angle stuff. Okay, watched every angle video. Keep them coming. Okay, awesome. Johnny Cole Murdoch says, I'm posting too much stuff at once. How many other people feel that way? I've been posting a video pretty much every other day. Sometimes I've been doing 2 in a row and then taking a day break. Is that too much for you guys or no? Let me know. Again, genuine thoughts. Really want to hear. I'm really trying to. I'm going to be making some changes here soon, and I'll update you guys on that. You subscribed because I had a Toxic Holocaust shirt on? Yeah. Joel actually sent me that shirt, and we were talking. Joel got a new Les Paul Custom yesterday. We were talking. Joel's a really good dude, so yeah, try to support them whenever I can. Krenar, how's it going, man? It was great to meet you at GearFest as well. Thanks for hanging out. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well. What's my angle? Fireball 100. Easy. What was the catalyst for Angle Amp Month? No, Angles aren't my favorite amps for sure. They're great, but for me, a lot of them are a little bit too compressed, a little bit too gainy out of the gate. I like hitting things with overdrives. They have a couple models that I really, really do like. But I was kind of just stacking up different Angle amps in the background, and I figured, you know what? Like, maybe I'll just do a whole week. And then I got so much Angle gear that it turned into a whole month. So, yeah, that was why that happened. What's up, Justice? Fuzz Imp. Sorry, guys, I'm missing stuff. Vader Cabs. Yeah, Vader Cabs are coming back. That is true. I think they're still doing like small limited runs though. And I think they're offering V30s now. I actually have the original Eminence Legends in my Vader cab. I've had that for almost 2 years now. I don't like them at all. I really don't. And I don't understand why they were so hyped back. Well, I do, because back then people were going for a big, thick kind of scoopy sound in like the mid 2000s. I don't personally like that type of guitar tone at all. And those speakers sound really flat and hollow to me. I'm not a fan, but they're offering them with V30s as well now. So I think that would be awesome to get one loaded with V30s. I still have the 212 and the Vader 412, so we'll be doing something with those in the future. Guitar Porn says, expensive amps are badass, but a lot of folks can't afford them. Inexpensive gear is accessible for most people, and they're looking for honest demos and reviews. Well, it's a good thing that I do both then, isn't it? Because I definitely don't focus on expensive stuff. I do cheap and expensive, and I'm actually kind of a champion for cheap gear that doesn't suck. So, kind of feel like I cater to both audiences. Cesar Velasquez, how's it going, man? Control and plus sign makes it bigger. All right, well, let's try that. How come every time I click on this thing, oh my God, you just saved my life. Thank you so much, dude. I can actually read these comments now, and I don't have to lean over like this for the whole stream. All right, so let's try to get through some of these real quick. Dustin, what's going on? Thank you so much for that tip, by the way, Cyber. I appreciate it. I didn't know that. Why is the Fireball 25 so much cheaper in Europe? Like way cheaper? Because in Europe, you don't have to pay import taxes because the Angle stuff is made in Germany. The import tax is what makes Angle super expensive in the United States. Tread on this. Super cool that my channel inspired you to make your own stuff. I don't know why you're using @ symbols for A's. It's very distracting, but I'm excited to hear that. Okay. All right. So if I didn't answer your comment or you left a comment, leave it again. I'm trying to get to everything, but I missed some stuff, and I'm just going to try to go from the bottom. Chris, I'm definitely not angle hoarding at the moment. I'm actually trying to sell all the angles that I did my demos on, except for the Fireball. The Fireball 100 is a keeper for me, but I've got a Powerball 2. I've got a Savage Mark 1. I've got the Inferno, and I've got the Artist. The Artist was actually my second favorite, the Angle Artist. So I want to get a 100-watt model of the Angle Artist, just because the Angle guys told me that the 100 watt has a little bit more low end, a little bit more headroom. So Angle Artist 100 and Angle Fireball 100 would be the two keepers for me. RJ, here for the live streams. Awesome, man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bright amps for those Vader speakers. Yeah, for sure. Okay, that's interesting. Don't at me, bro. What is my opinion about new versus old Mesa Boogie V30s? I think all V30s, no matter who they are made by, no matter who they are made for, they have gone through changes over the years, and I think that it's really mainly a supply and demand thing as far as materials and stuff go, because if you guys don't know, behind the scenes on speakers and speaker companies, like, they have to change suppliers. They get supplies from different people all the times. It's a kind of like a constantly evolving industry. So things are just, no matter what company we're talking about, they're just not the same through all of them. You know, so through the years, there's going to be changes with every speaker brand. I have Chinese vintage 30s that I think sound incredible. I have Chinese vintage 30s that I think sound awful. I have UK vintage 30s that sound incredible. I have UK vintage 30s that sound awful. So I was talking to Mark Lewis about this a while back because him and I were both kind of annoyed at all the, basically all the hype and all the mystery that has kind of been generated around the vintage 30 as of recent. And there are definite up and down trends I've noticed, you know, through the years and stuff, but a lot of the time it's just luck of the draw, man. Some speakers just sound better than others. You got to remember those cones are made of paper, which are made of wood, and wood, just like on guitars, it's incredibly inconsistent. So some guitars with one type of wood sound amazing, some guitars with one type of wood sound terrible, and it's not just down to construction. So yeah, in my opinion, just try any V30s that you can. I know that's easier said than done, but if you get some that sound good to you, then they sound good. If you get some that sound bad to you, then they sound bad. You got to use your own ears and judge based off of that. Yeah, that's a funny thing too. I noticed that, Justin, and that's just about guitar in general. People cry that guitars aren't innovative enough, or amps aren't innovative enough, or pedals aren't innovative enough, but then when somebody comes out with a super innovative circuit, nobody buys it or nobody cares about it. All they care about are reissues or different takes on classic circuits. So I feel like, you know, guitarists are kind of guilty of, you know, almost leading the market in the wrong direction because they say they want one thing, but they spend their money on another. You know, obviously that's not across the board, but it's just definitely a trend I've noticed. C90 V30 mix in a cab from Mesa, the Road King cab. Thinking of it for cleans and dirty with a dual rec. I honestly have never tried the Road King cab. I know that it's got a partially open back on one side. If you were running it stereo and running your cleans through the C90s and running the dirty through the V30s, if you could, you know, wire that up somehow, that'd probably be really cool. But otherwise, I don't know. Thoughts on the KSR Orion 45? I'm sure it sounds amazing. Kyle's stuff sounds really good. I had a couple people tag me, and he made a post about who did people in the KSR group want to, who did they want to see demo the Orion? And a couple people tagged me at a couple different times, and I never heard from Kyle. So, you know, it is what it is. I've, you know, it's between Kyle and I, but I've kind of had a little bit of an odd experience with KSR last year. I'm not going to go into details because I don't think that anybody else has had an experience like this, so I don't know exactly what happened, but it was kind of off-putting. And I know Kyle's a good dude, and I know KSR is a great company, but for me, it was a little bit off-putting. So, I mean, I'm definitely not going to reach out to do anything specifically with them. If they want to reach out to me, that's fine, but I'm not in a position where I am in need of anybody to send me stuff to make content, or new companies or different companies to send me stuff. I've got a ton of stuff on the horizon here, and that's not bragging. That's me just being honest with you guys. Like, I've got more stuff than I can truthfully handle Probably going to be looking to hire a video editor pretty soon to edit my sponsored content because, man, editing is the least fun part of the job for me, and that is the part where I notice that I'm getting hung up on. So, kind of going off on a tangent there yet. But yeah, I mean, if KSR wants to reach out, if he wants to talk and work out something with the Orion 45, I think that would be really cool because I think Kyle's stuff sounds great. So, would I ever consider doing a 2203 versus a Spawn quick rod video? Yes, I would actually, and a few people have requested that I do the 2203X reissue versus the Silver Jubilee reissue. So more than likely at some point in the next few months, I'm going to request a JCM 800 reissue from Sweetwater, and then I can throw both of those videos together. I think that would be a lot of fun. Thoughts on H&K amps overall? I've only played the Duo and the Trilogy, which are two really old designs by them, so I'm just going to reserve judgment until I play some of their newer stuff. I haven't really played any of their newer stuff, so, you know, I kind of feel bad commenting. Have I played a Dean Costello Heavy Metal Warfare? No, I haven't. One of the amps on my short list, though, I get asked about that one all the time. I would definitely love to check one of those out for sure. Here to geek out while you work out. Hopefully you're getting what you paid for. You didn't pay for anything. But you know what I mean. Have I tried Friedman amps? Yeah, I've tried almost all of them, actually. And I think I am going to try and get one back in the stable here soon. Speaking of Friedman, my good friend and friend of the channel, David Zabatos, sent me this Friedman Runt 20 watt with one of his Mr. Scary mods in it quite a while ago, actually. He wants to give this away through my channel. So he is giving this to one of my viewers, to one of you guys. So this and the Rev amp, we will definitely be finally getting to that giveaway stuff once I get through my backlog. If you guys missed it, the Rev G20 amplifier Rev gave me to give away to you guys for my 30,000 subscribers. 30,000 subscribers came faster than I was anticipating. It happened while I was in Europe. So when I finally get caught up on my backlog, we'll be doing a giveaway on that Rev. We'll be doing a giveaway on this Friedman Runt 20. Before we do the giveaway too, I'm going to do a dedicated video on this, and we're going to check out the Legendary Tones Mr. Scary mod in this thing as well. So everybody, do me a huge favor. Go check out legendarytones.com. Follow the Facebook page. Follow the Instagram page. David has supported this channel from the very start, and for him to give up one of his personal amps for me to give away to you guys as a thank you to the viewers is super cool to me. So keep your eyes peeled. We'll be giving this baby away at some point, hopefully in the near future. Peavey versus Engel. Which one am I picking for my personal taste, man? Peavey. I mean, it's just, I grew up on Peavey. It's the sound that my ears are familiar with. So, you know, that's just what it is. It's all personal preference when it comes to amps. Jorez Van Vensen. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but how you doing, man? Thoughts on Seymour Duncan Distortion? I use one in every one of my amp demos, so I like it. It's a great pickup. It's a classic for a reason. What would your opinion on the 50 Warehouse Reaper paired with an Eminence DV77? Personally, both of those speakers are a little too dark and smooth for my tastes. I like brighter speakers. I generally tend to prefer Celestions for most things. The DV77 pairs up well with the Omega amplifiers. It's voiced for their amplifiers. It also works well with 5150s, I've noticed too. The Reaper 50 and the DV77, I mean, it's going to be down to personal preference, but it's going to be a lot darker than most Celestion speakers, so be prepared for it to be darker. Chris says, Kyle, just want to say thank you for your channel and content. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you, man. I genuinely do. When's the OnlyFans coming? Whenever I can get some good foot pics. KSR is probably too small to cater to so many YouTubers. Yeah, they're a small company for sure. Like I said, has nothing to do with me being salty about them not sending me gear to demo on the channel. Like I said, I've got more than enough gear. It was just a weird experience that I had behind the scenes. So, and it had to do with a purchase. It didn't have to do with YouTube stuff. So, yeah, no bad blood or anything. Just a little bit off-putting. Henry Guthrie says, Bogner Uber Ultra versus the Rev Green. That's a good question. I haven't compared them directly yet, but I will definitely own an Uber Ultra at some point. Uber Ultra is awesome, guys. With a boost, without a boost, it can be tricky to dial in. There are a lot of controls, so the video is going to be fun. But if you're somebody who struggles to dial in a normal amp, you're really going to struggle to dial in the Bogner Uber Ultra. But kind of like a Mesa, like once you get it figured out, it's well worth your time. It's an incredibly punchy, and it can be very aggressive. It can be much more aggressive than a regular Uberschall. So, yeah. What do I think about the combo cheap amp and expensive distortion pedal? Does it change the sound at all? Of course, and a distortion pedal is going to change the sound big time. I'm not really sure what you mean by that question. Every distortion pedal sounds different no matter what you put it through. So yeah, it'll definitely change the sound. Any love for modern Jensen speakers? I have not tried any of the Jensen stuff. I should reach out to them. Maybe I'll get a contact through the homie Christian Cola, because I know that he works with Jensen. That would be really cool to get some Jensen speakers here on the channel. I got to start dumping into speaker. I'm so far behind on stuff, guys. I've got so many speakers to demo and stuff. Yeah. Have I tried the DV Mark 666? No, I have not. I actually don't really even know anything about it, if I'm being honest. Productivity Tank says, thanks for the awesome content. Wife says, only get to keep 3 amps and 1 cab. What do I pick? Well, luckily for me, my fiance would never tell me that because she's cool and she's not a turd like it seems like a lot of people's wives are. So I'm lucky there. You guys, I don't want to answer these questions because I feel like it'll ruin. I'm going to do a video on my 5 favorite amps, and I'm going to try to do it sometime soon. So I don't want to give it away. I think you guys can generally know from the way that I talk about most amps which ones will be considered for the top 5. So yeah, we'll be doing top 5 amps, top 5 overdrives, top 5 speaker cabinets, and I'm going to try to make that a yearly list that revolves. Like every year we do, at the end of the year, we'll do a top 5 and just update it every year based on new stuff. Landon Bailey, he plays with Footpicks too. Everybody subscribe to Landon's channel. His sense of humor is amazing. I don't even like most of the gear that he demos because it's a lot of like Fender Squier stuff, which I'm not personally super into, but I love watching his videos just because they're entertaining. So, sorry, I'm scrolling back up. Do I use EMG 81 or any other EMGs? Yes, I'm going to be doing a video on EMGs soon. So stay tuned for that. I'm not generally a fan of EMGs, but I've kind of started to come around, but it's because of certain mods that I do to guitars that have them in them, and it makes me like them. So do I like them in their stock form? Most of the time, no, but I've come around to them. Thoughts on Orange OR30 using EL84s rather than EL34s? I wish that they would have used EL34s, but even so, man, that amp is loud as hell. It's got tons of headroom for a 30-watt amp, so, I mean, honestly, it does what I want it to do with the EL84s in it, so I think it's fine. Harlan Jackson says, Kyle, it's awesome to see your channel grow. I remember you starting out. A guitarist friend of mine brought you up out of the blue the other day. My reputation is growing. Super cool to hear, man. I love to hear that stuff. I really, really do, and I really appreciate everybody who supported me. It's been quite the journey, man. It's been crazy. Have I tried the Amp 3 from Blackstar? Yes, they sent me one. I will be doing a video on that very soon. They sent me a St. James. I will be doing the St. James video as soon as I can get to it. And something else soon that you guys should keep your eyes peeled for. Crate Stealth video. Yeah, I got to get that repaired first. Crate Stealth is busted. PV Butcher is a sleeper in LA shows right now. I don't know what that means, but yeah, PV Butcher's a great amp. Have I tried the Redback? Yes, I love the Redback. It's a big, thick-sounding speaker. Pairs really well with H75s or vintage 30s to mellow those speakers out a little bit and thicken them up. Seeing the Jet City there, what's my thoughts? That Jet City, guys, is actually Hunter Aguefish's old Jet City. He sold it to me. So we're going to be doing a video on that soon, but they're designed by Soldano, and they sound like a Soldano. So, yeah, man. Jet City's good stuff, and I'm going to have Hunter on the channel to talk about it a little bit. Does my fiance play music too? No. Have I tried the Celestion Heritage G1265? Yes, I actually have a quad of those speakers from 1983. The originals, not the reissues. They're rather dark for a Celestion. They're quite dark and they're quite fat sounding. Again, I'll be doing a video on those speakers at some point. 8 ohm versus 16 ohm speaker comparison. I mean, that's tough, man. Because every speaker to speaker, you can get 4 speakers in the same cab right off the same line, and they're going to sound a little bit different. But I can try to figure out a way to do that. What's up, Barry? How's it going? Ibanez Thermium 4x12 cabs. No, I've never tried the amp either. Top 5 boost pedals will be coming. What do I think of Lundgren M7s? I've never gotten to try any Lundgren pickups. I would really, really like to try them. If anybody has a contact at Lundgren, please put that, message me with that. I would love to talk to those guys, honestly. Would love to try their pickups. I believe I touched on this in a prior video, but do I think the Sheffield 1200s are as bad as people say? Would you say the 5150 cabs are a bad choice for someone on a budget? Speaking of speakers being hit or miss, the 5150 1200 series Sheffields are very, very hit or miss. I've had some that sound nice, had some that sound absolutely awful. Speaking to John Fields at PV, he said that, again, they went through a lot of different manufacturers and suppliers for certain parts on those speakers. So, yeah. Oh, we got 80 people in here. Awesome. I'm surprised. I haven't even shown you guys any gear yet, and I only have about 20 more minutes on this stream, so I got to get to that. But shotgun mic sounds really good. Cool. Glad to hear it. Yeah, Sennheiser MKE 600. Super big shout to Sennheiser for sending this out. It's the first camera that I've had to hook up to the first mic I've had to hook up to my camera that actually sounds good. But yeah, the 1200, I'd say, man, play the 5150 cabs before you buy them, because some of them sound good, some of them sound bad. They're very hit or miss. And overall, they're built well. And if you get ones that have good sounding 5150 Sheffields in them, which some of them do sound very good, go for it. But try it for yourself. Some of them are really, really fizzy. Some of them are really harsh and thin sounding. I currently have a 5150 cab that has really bad sounding Sheffields in it. So yeah, it's really kind of luck of the draw. Luca Moki says, I don't think the Mesa Mark IV gets enough love and recognition. I proudly own a Rev A short head, and oh boy, what an amp. Yeah, actually, I just bought a bunch. So some of the new gear that's going to be on the channel. I bought another Mark VII. I bought a JP2C, which shipped out today. And I bought a Mesa Mark IV combo Rev A short head. So I've had a Rev B Mark IV for quite a while. Bought the Rev A short head to compare directly to the Rev B. So there will be some more Mark IV content coming on the channel. I really have been digging the Mesa Mark stuff in general. I also picked up a Mesa Mark V again. So now I have basically Mark III through Mark VII. I have all of them in my possession right now. So hoping to do some sort of big Mark shootout at some point. Happy to see your success. Thank you very much, man. I really, really appreciate that. I genuinely do. It's been a wild ride. Thoughts on the Friedman PT20 V2? Never tried it, unfortunately. Sorry. What about hemp backs? I would definitely like to get some hemp backs on the channel, even though I'm straight edge as fuck. I'll check out the hemp backs at some point. I'm down to try any speaker, man. I love speakers. I've got a lot of speakers, a lot of stuff to share with you guys. So what do I think of the Engel Powerball 2? Just got one you think you're in love. I love the Powerball 2 on its own. Powerball 2 disappears in a mix, unfortunately. So whenever I bring it to band practice, I love how it sounds when I play it at home, but in a band practice or in a band situation, live situation, it just disappears, unfortunately. Have I ever been in a live situation where I actually did get buried in the mix? I'm sure that I have, but honestly, man, I've been a mids dude for so long that I probably haven't. At least not to my knowledge. Yeah, because I've generally been playing with either 5150s live, modded Marshall variants live, or rectifiers live, and none of those have any issues on the mids. None of those have any issues cutting or sitting in the mix just right. So, not that I'm aware of. Uber Ultra is awesome. Like I said earlier in the stream, Uber Ultra is super cool amp. A little tough to dial in because there's so many features, but once you figure out you can get some settings down, it's a really, really good sounding amp. Blew off a 5150 the other day. That was really harsh. I don't know what that means. Sorry, man. I don't know what blow off means. Strawberry or grape jam, strawberry every day, all day. Would I consider demoing more pedals such as overdrives, boosts? No, actually. So one thing that I did kind of want to talk to you guys about, I'm going to try to change the way that I do certain things on the channel moving forward. Certain things, so dedicated review videos, even though, like I said, the amps, dedicated reviews on amps are my bread and butter. I'm never going to stop doing those. And those will probably stay the same, honestly, as we go on, because that's just kind of what built my channel. I think that's what the majority of viewers are here for. But when it comes to stuff like pedals, whether it be overdrives, whether it be distortions or effects or anything like that, multi-effects pedals that some of these companies send me, and plugins, I'm gonna start changing the way that I do those. I'm not gonna be doing dedicated review videos on those. At least if I do, it's not gonna be often, because a lot of people don't watch those. I feel like I had this conversation with Taylor Danley last night, especially about the plugins. People don't really watch dedicated plugin review videos anymore. So the way that I'm gonna try to work that in the future is integrations. I'm gonna try to integrate it into some different video ideas. You know, if I'm like doing, I want to do some stuff on like, yeah, here's how I write a hardcore song. Here's how I write a hardcore riff. Here's an intro to boosting your amp for beginners, like stuff like that. That's going to help people. You know, dedicated reviews. Of course, everybody wants to see dedicated reviews when they're shopping for something, but a lot of times people aren't shopping for something, so therefore they don't want to see videos on plugins and pedals and stuff that they're not super interested in. And it seems like across the board, whoever I talk to, people say that dedicated reviews on pedals and plugins are just tanking. And in all honesty, man, like the plugin videos aren't all that fun for me. And it's not because I don't like them. I do like plugin videos, but like they're just not that exciting to me. It's not as exciting as playing a real amp in the room. Pedals, I actually really enjoy. Especially preamp pedals. I think preamp pedals are getting insanely good these days, guys. Like, there are a lot of preamp pedals that I would have no problem throwing on a pedal board with a power amp and taking that out to use live. There's a lot of really good sounding preamp pedals these days. But again, you guys just aren't watching those videos, and I can only do so many videos where people don't watch them until it starts to actually hurt my channel. It starts to hurt my position in the algorithm. So I gotta find different ways to work things like that in to stuff that I want to do and to stuff that you guys are gonna watch. So, can I do top 5 bands or albums so far 2023 to hear my picks? I don't have any picks, guys. Sorry. I don't listen to new music hardly ever. So I wouldn't really be able to make a video like that. So I apologize. There are plenty of people who are definitely gonna be good at making content like that, but it's not me. Aren't I selling a Mark 7 and JP2C? Why would I order them again when I already have them? Obviously, Nathan, you don't know what I do here, so. Yep, video on the Amp 3. You have a Mesa triple rectifier, planning on buying a Super Kraken and run them in stereo. My thoughts. I can't really tell you anything, man. They should work well together. Yeah, it's all going to be in how you set them up. It's all going to be whether they phase or not. I mean, you'll figure it out. I can't really speak because I haven't tried the Super Kraken, but if it's anything like the regular Kraken, it's extremely MIDI and not a frequency that I personally like. But that should mix with the Mesa Triple if you run it on the modern mode where it doesn't have as much mids. Yeah. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with the YouTube reviewers who are doing the video demos. It's just that people aren't interested in product demo reviews. So brands have to be open to new ideas, or they have to be open to the idea that not as many people are going to view pedal demos as they used to. So it's just YouTube's an ever evolving place. Got that SLO pedal after watching my video, and I was not kidding. You love that thing. Yeah, dude, SLO. I've turned a lot of people onto the SLO pedal. I had a lot of people calling me a shill and a liar when that thing came out because they hadn't even played it yet, but somehow they knew that it was nowhere close to an SLO 100. Well, I own an SLO 100. I'm very intimately familiar with how it sounds, and that pedal sounds incredible and gets insanely close to the sound of the SLO. So I think that's probably my favorite preamp pedal, actually. Nice, man. Badlander 50 and an Angle Fireball 100. Those are two great amps to put together, actually. That'd be fun. Favorite noise gate lately? Deadweld Audio Golem is my favorite noise gate, period. But the homie over at Lick Lair and Pedals, Daniel, I don't know if he's actually released this yet, but he said he wasn't too tight-lipped about his new releases. He did an updated version of the key and the gate. So this is a 4-cable method gate. And I actually don't even know all the features of this thing because this thing has a lot of different features. But it's got a keyed input. It's got, like I said, 4-cable method. There's a way that you can kind of put it in different spots, the gate to happen in different spots. I don't know how that works. You can control other pedals with it with these switches. Again, I got to get some more info off Daniel off of this thing. But overall, he tweaked the threshold to make it a little bit more sensitive so it wasn't so on-off like the old key in the gate. And I've used this a couple of times for building my live rigs when my golems are taken for something else. And it works really, really well. So Daniel nailed it on this. Probably more features than someone like myself personally needs, but if you want a fully featured gate pedal, take a look at this. Lick Larum Audio, key in the gate. Yeah, where are we at? 4 different speakers in one cab. My thoughts. Recipe for possibly a disaster. Would be great for recording, though, to have 4 different speakers in one cab. I'm actually going to do a video on making a recording cab doing exactly that. But to use it live, especially if you're being mic'd up, probably not a good idea because you're going to be dialing in tones for the entire cab, but only one of those speakers is going to be mic'd, so it may end up sounding unpleasant. Fortin Evil Pumpkin is about to drop. Be interesting to see how it reviews. Yeah, I'm not personally a fan of Fortin stuff, but I know Jason Frankhauser had a big hand in how that amp sounds, and his stuff always sounds incredible. He's an incredible player. So I would definitely love to check one out and hopefully, you know, like it. And if I could get one for the channel to review, whether I buy it myself or I borrow it from somebody, I highly doubt that Fortin's going to send me anything because I have basically said I don't really like their stuff in the past. But I got to be honest, you know, I'm not going to lie about it. But yeah, I mean, that's an amp that I'm incredibly interested in trying for sure. Well, if you know what I do, then why ask the question, Nathan? I don't even understand. I seem to be a V30 fanboy. Do I really prefer them over greenbacks? Absolutely prefer V30s over greenbacks. And I love greenbacks. V30 is my favorite speaker. Like Glenn Fricker says, think for yourself. But what Glenn should really be saying when he says think for yourself, because I feel like a lot of people take what he says the wrong way. They take thinking for yourself as in doing something outside the box automatically just to be a contrarian. No, I actually think for myself, and I think that the V30 is the best speaker because that's what I like the best. So that is what thinking for yourself actually is. And that's coming from somebody who's tried a lot of speakers. So yes, V30, huge fan. Early 2000s dual rectifier or a multi-watt? I would go multi-watt personally. I think the multi-watts sound a little bit better than the early 2000s rectifiers. Some of the 3 channels are really good. The early 3 channels are really good. The later ones I hate. They do sound pretty different from each other. The later ones are a lot fizzier and a lot scoopier. The multi-watt is much more aggressive and a little bit tighter. So it's pretty noticeable difference. You have a BEOD. Would the SLO pedal be a redundancy or are they a complete... They're very different animals, man. BEOD is kind of like an 80s modded Marshall, you know, super gained out type circuit. SLO is an SLO. It's its own thing. BE is a little scoopier. If you get the BEOD, go with the deluxe version. The deluxe version is my opinion, miles better than the regular version, because not only do you get a second channel, you get a presence control, you get a mid control, and that mid control is sorely missing on the regular BEOD. So definitely get the deluxe version. And if you get it, use my affiliate links. See what I did there? Favorite pickup for a PV amp? I don't know, man. Depends on the guitar, depends on the overdrive, depends on the speakers. It's too broad of a question, I'm sorry. I always tend to gravitate towards Gibson 498T, Duncan Distortion, or Duncan JB. Those are my 3 favorite pickups. So I have not tried the Pedal Pal Effects stuff. Sorry. Due to the Deadwell Duality not being currently available, would I be able to recommend something that's similar to it? No. There's not really anything else that's similar to the Duality in that it's got basically 3 different boosts in one and a built-in gate. As an alternative, though, just an awesome gate in general, the Lick Larum King in Yellow has actually become like my favorite gate, period, or my favorite overdrive, period. I actually prefer it sound and functionality-wise to the Deadweld if we're talking about just an overdrive, because I think it's incredibly versatile. It's got a 4-band EQ on it. It's got a ton of output. You can make it work for pretty much any amp, any guitar. But again, it's kind of apples to oranges because the Lick Larum is just an overdrive, whereas the Deadweld is an overdrive and a gate in one. Love the V30, but I also love the V30 mixed with other speakers. V30 can sound great mixed with other speakers for sure. Favorite Plexi style amp? Plexi, I don't know, man. I don't really play Plexi style amps. I don't play non-master volume amps, which is what a Plexi is. They're just way too loud unless you have them like master volume modded, but then you're just kind of basically getting into, it's basically a JCM 800 at that point. So don't really have one, man. Sorry. Turk Hollinger said, haven't heard about your trip. How'd it go? And what was it like to hang out with other YouTubers? So this is actually the second time I've gotten to hang out with other YouTubers this summer. I got to hang out with a lot of people, meet a lot of people at Sweetwater's Gear Fest in June. Incredible experience. Lots of people gave me really solid positive feedback and told me they liked the channel, which was really cool because a lot of those guys, Glenn Fricker, Phil McKnight, Fluff and I have been friends obviously for a long time, but finally got to meet Hunter, aka Aguefish, and hang out with him, and Andrew Baina. Like, I got to meet a lot of people whose content that I've watched for a long time, and they all treated me just like a dude, just like, you know, we're friends and we've known each other, and that was super cool. Really, really enjoyed it. Same at 42 Gear Street. Had a really good time, man. The only bad part about any of that was I went, as soon as I got to Europe, the first day I was in Europe, I brought cash with me just in case. I had like $800 in cash on me, just in case. I like to be prepared for emergencies. And my wallet either got snatched out of my pocket. I'm pretty sure it fell out of my pocket though, because we were getting on a bus to go to France, and the drivers were kind of rushing everybody because they were late. And in the panic, I kind of threw my stuff in the luggage compartment of the bus and jumped on the bus. Luckily, I got my wallet back, but that $800 was missing. So I had to go the whole trip knowing that I just lost a ton of money on an already expensive trip. So that was not a good way to start the trip. It still makes me pretty frustrated when I think about it, because losing that much money hurts. It doesn't feel good, but it's all right. Desert Island Rig. I'm going to skip that one because I'm going to do a video on that one. Sorry, Arthur. Thoughts on the Duncan Blackwinter. I really enjoy the Blackwinter, but the Blackwinter, in my opinion, is kind of picky about guitars. It's got a lot of top end, so if you've got a bright guitar, Duncan Blackwinter is not the choice. If you've got a darker guitar, Duncan Blackwinter works a little better, but overall, it's a pickup I generally enjoy. Have I played much with the Katana? No, haven't played the Katana at all. I will be doing a video on the Katana. Brett Bata SSL says, what do I think of the Horizon Drive? That has a gate in it, pretty sure. So people don't understand the Horizon Drive correctly. There is a gate in it, but that gate is to cut off the resonance of the low end. It's not a overall noise gate for the front of the amp. So what that does is it makes your palm mutes more precise and tighter. It makes them stop faster. But again, it's not like a general noise gate. So Overall, I'm not a fan of the Precision Drive. I don't like the voicing of it. It's way too modern for me. I don't like where the mids are on it. And if I'm trying to get an overdrive that really tightens up the low end, I'd rather use an Electric Eye Mud Killer. I'd rather use a Friedman Buxom Boost, or I would rather use that Licklarum King in Yellow like I just told you guys about. Those would be my choices over a Horizon Drive. And for me, I'm just into a more classic voicing as far as overdrives go. So, have I tried the Pariah Blackheart pickups? No, I've never heard of them. What strings do I use? I generally use D'Addario, either regular, whatever their regular brand is. These, but typically 11 to 50. This is something I got from Sweetwater. But yeah, the regular D'Addario, XL 11 to 50 are the ones that I typically use. I've been using some of the steel ones lately because I like brighter strings. So yeah, it's going to be those, or it's going to be the D'Addario Pro Steels. All right, so before we run out of time here, I want to show you guys some of the new stuff for the channel real quick. I've got it all here. Showed you the Licklarum gate. I'm just trying to get this all done before my fiance's home because we got some stuff to do. But got a bunch of pedals from my friend Shay over at This Heavy Earth. This Titan, this is kind of like a depth finder. It basically adds resonance and presence, kind of like the Guptec PD EQ, but it's been shifted a little bit to kind of do slightly different frequencies. Won't be doing a dedicated video on that, but I'll be integrating it into another video. This one I believe is the Slaughter, which is a preamp of some sort of amp. I think my fiance actually might be home. Yeah, she's home. I didn't even get to get into it, guys. Thank you for your questions. I'm going to sign off for the day. Leave any other questions I didn't get to down in the comments. Thanks for hanging out. Hit that like button, and we will see you tomorrow for another video. And then maybe I'll do another live stream where I actually show you the stuff that I got. Answered too many questions. But yeah, have a great day, guys. See ya.